What if everything you believe yourself to be is nothing but a costume? What if the true essence of you stretches far beyond skin, beyond flesh, even beyond thought? The ancients did not speculate, they knew. Long before textbooks, satellites, or organized religion, there was a whisper that transcended time itself, a voice that bypassed the ears and spoke directly to the spirit. That voice was Tahooti, the Atlantean sage, whose wisdom traveled through cultures under many names: Hermes Trismegistus, Quetzalcoatl, Trilochinath. He left not mere stone tablets, but vessels of living frequency, truths encoded in ways that time could not tarnish. For cosmic laws do not age. This is not mythology, it is memory. And it begins with a truth so radical it shatters the illusion of the world. Lesson 1. Consciousness precedes matter. You are not a body searching for spirit. You are spirit donning the garment of a body, like water filling a cup. Consciousness shapes itself into temporary form, but is never confined by it. This vessel, this form, it is borrowed from the stars, and one day you shall return it. But the you behind your eyes, that spark of pure awareness, cannot be burned, broken, or buried. The Emerald Tablets remind us, all matter emerges from consciousness, and forgetting this truth is the root of all suffering, while remembering it is the beginning of true power. Lesson 2. Time is not a straight line but a cycle. While the modern mind imagines time as a road stretching endlessly forward, the ancients understood differently. Time is a wheel, a spiral, a living rhythm. The dweller revealed to Tahooti, time changes not, but all things change in time. Events do not vanish into the void of the past. They echo, they spiral, they repeat. Not because history forgets, but because consciousness returns to what it has not yet mastered. History does not repeat, you do, until you remember what was once forgotten. Lesson 3. Death is no end, it is transformation. To fear death is as foolish as fearing the sunrise. Why dread becoming what you already are? The flame of life never extinguishes, it merely changes containers. One moment you inhabit the body, the next you flow through all that is. This is not death, this is remembrance. The Emerald Tablets teach that energy cannot be destroyed, only transmuted. You were never meant to cling to form, only to master it. The only death that truly exists is the death of illusion. Lesson 4. 3 sacred currents carry life through your being. In India, they called them Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. Tahooti named them simply the channels. These are no metaphors. They are the luminous rivers of life force, spiraling through your spine, feeding every thought, every breath, every heartbeat. To master them is to master breath, emotion, even destiny itself. Your body is not random, it is sacred machinery. And when you understand its design, you can rewire reality from the inside out. The mystics did not meditate to escape life. They meditated to command it. Lesson 5. Balance is the original law. Everything seeks center. Chaos expands wildly only to collapse back into stillness. Your storms of emotion, your tempests of fear, all of it thrashes because it yearns for peace, for silence, for the quiet order that gives birth to new creation. The ancients knew what we have forgotten. Imbalance is not the enemy, it is the messenger, calling you back to center. Balance is not weakness, it is the only true power. The Emerald Tablets reveal that when you align yourself with balance, the universe itself flows through you without resistance. But lose that alignment, and everything you touch becomes turbulent, distorted. Think about how your body feels when anger courses through you compared to when you are calm. Consider why mere thoughts often fail to alter your life. Yet one deep, raw emotion can shift everything in an instant. These are not coincidences, they are signals from your inner blueprint, a design the ancients understood with breathtaking precision. The Emerald Tablets whisper truths that modern science is only now beginning to echo. And it begins with a law that most have long forgotten. Lesson 6. Emotion shapes reality more directly than thought. Modern culture glorifies the intellect, exalting the mind as supreme. But Tahooti knew a deeper truth: it is not thought, but feeling, that imprints itself onto the fabric of reality. Anger poisons the body, grief weakens it, joy heals. Long before the term psychosomatic entered our vocabulary, ancient wisdom understood that when emotions collapse, the body follows. If you seek to transform your life, you do not need more thinking, you need emotional mastery. Heal the storm within, and the outer world will shift effortlessly. Lesson 7. Fire is the transformer of all things. There is a sacred flame burning within you, not symbolic but literal. Tahooti spoke of the inner fire, the divine force that waits to be directed. It lives in your breath, your ambition, your passion. Neglect it and it destroys, master it and it creates. Alchemy was never just about transmuting metals, it was always about transmuting yourself. The fire within you is the same fire that forges stars. Learn to channel it, and you can transmute pain into purpose, fear into fuel. Lesson 8. Knowledge without use is wasted power. We live in an age flooded with information, yet Tahooti warns us, knowing is not enough. You could memorize every word of the Emerald Tablets and still remain asleep. Wisdom must be lived, not stored. The one who speaks of light but never seeks it remains mired in darkness. Like a food critic who has never tasted a meal, like a musician who never dares to play. Knowledge without application builds nothing. Truth becomes real only through action. Lesson 9. Light brings order, darkness brings opportunity. In the tablets, light is not merely photons, it is order, alignment, divine symmetry. Darkness is not evil, it is raw, unshaped potential. You are here not to fear darkness, not to flee from it, but to bring light into it, to transform it. The more you organize your thoughts, your emotions, your intentions, the more you become a living beacon, radiating healing presence. This is why the ancients could heal by mere presence. Their inner order realigned everything around them. Lesson 10. Light and darkness both spring from the same source. If all things are born of the one, what is there to fear? Day and night rise from the same endless sky. True wisdom recognizes no enemies in opposites, only lessons hidden within contrasts. The tablets teach, do not curse the dark. It is the fertile womb of the next dawn. To awaken is not to destroy the shadows, but to illuminate their purpose. All is born from the same breath, the same essence. Have you ever sensed that reality itself responds to something deeper than logic? Bending not to reason, but to an invisible rhythm. The ancients knew it, not through belief, but through direct experience of sound, form, and frequency. The Emerald Tablets unveil this deeper structure of the cosmos, one that modern science is only now beginning to rediscover. This is the next passage of the journey, to understand how reality itself is a dance of vibration, and how you, consciously or unconsciously, are its conductor. Lesson 11. Physical reality is vibration tuned by consciousness. What you see, touch, and hear is not solid. It is frequency, filtered through your senses and translated into what you call real. Tahooti taught that matter is simply consciousness slowed into density, vibrating at lower frequencies. Today, even quantum physics echoes this. Particles are nothing but energy responding to the presence of the observer. Reality does not behave as you have been taught. Particles behave like waves, and observation alters reality itself. You are not simply living in a pre-existing world. You are tuning into layers of existence, shifting frequencies through the prism of your consciousness. Change your inner vibration and you access a new octave of reality. You are not the melody, you are the tuner. Lesson 12. Words shape the world through vibration. Every word you speak is not just sound, it is structure, a pattern cast into the living field of existence. Sing thou the song of freedom, Tahooti taught, and become one with the all. Sound is not mere entertainment, it is the ancient technology of creation. Sacred words, mantras, chants. These were never offerings to please absent gods, but instruments to realign the self with cosmic law. The universe responds not to the semantics of language, but to the vibration beneath it. Speak with clarity, with intention, with harmonic resonance, and the world will return the echo. Lesson 13. Space is curved, and in its curves true freedom is found. Straight lines bind, circles release. Tahooti revealed that true motion flows through curves, spirals, and sacred geometries, not rigid angles. He traveled between dimensions not by constructing machines but by curving consciousness inward upon itself. Long before Einstein spoke of relativity, Tahooti lived it. Space bends, and through its curvature the portals open. The shortest path to the stars was never a line, it was a thought, coiling through the spiral of awareness. Lesson 14. Polar energies within must be balanced to preserve vitality. Your body, to see whether you know it or not, is a living battery, constantly dancing between positive and negative charges. Tahooti disclosed a simple but profound practice. Lie with your head to the north for 1 hour, then to the south for another. This act rebalances your internal poles, recharging the energetic systems that sustain you. Skeptical minds scoff, just as they did in ancient times, but simplicity often veils the most profound technologies. Balance the charges within, and you extend your vitality, restore strength, and sharpen the lens of your consciousness. Lesson 15. Earth is not your host, she is your counterpart. You do not merely live on Earth, you live with her. She breathes, pulses, evolves just as you do. The same life force that animates your veins flows through her rivers, her forests, her storms. The ancients never regarded nature as external. They saw Earth as mother, sister, and mirror. Her evolution mirrors your own. To dishonor her is to disrupt your own being. But to live in alignment with her rhythms is to unlock a resonance so profound that it brings every part of your life into harmony. What if the shape of a flower held the blueprint of the stars? What if your growth was not random but woven into the sacred geometry of the cosmos? These were not metaphors to the ancients. They were maps. Lesson 16. The flower of life encodes the unity of all things. From this sacred pattern springs all creation, every spiral, every atom, every breath. The flower of life is not merely art. It is the blueprint of consciousness expressing itself through geometry. All sacred forms, the pyramids, the spirals of galaxies, even the DNA within you emerge from this living mandala. Meditate upon it. And you will not merely see beauty, you will remember the design from which you were born. Lesson 17. Your transformation is the cosmos evolving through you. The skeptic asks, what can one person change? But the Emerald Tablets whisper, what can one cell change in a body? Everything. Just as one spark can ignite a world cloaked in darkness, your awakening shifts the entire field. You are not here to abandon the world, you are here to elevate it. Your choices, your healing, your acts of courage are not isolated acts, they are cosmic contributions. Lesson 18. The soul grows like a flame, expanding and contracting. Growth is not a straight ascent. It is a living pulse, a breathing rhythm, Rhythm, wave, flame, such are the movements of the soul. There will be moments when you feel as though all progress is lost, as if you have fallen backward into the darkness you thought you had escaped. Yet Tahooti taught that contraction is not defeat, it is preparation. Retreat is the sacred inhale before the exhale of expansion. In the darkness, the soul gathers light. Do not curse the moments of descent, bless them, for they are woven into the eternal rhythm that leads to true growth. What appears to be regression is often nothing more than the spiraling path of sacred evolution. Lesson 19. The cosmos is not one flat world, but 9 interwoven dimensions, layered, vibrating, and alive. Tahooti experienced these dimensions, moved between them, and taught that each realm is ruled by its own laws of consciousness. Thousands of years later, modern string theory tiptoes toward the same realization. These realms are not distant, they are here, surrounding you, unfolding within you. Your consciousness can travel across them, but only when attuned through discipline, intention, and the careful mastery of energy. Lesson 20. The heart holds wisdom the mind can scarcely fathom. The brain analyzes, but the heart knows. Tahooti revealed that the heart is not merely a symbol of love, but an organ of divine perception, a gateway to the deeper currents of existence. It does not simply pump blood, it listens to the music of the cosmos. Now even science confirms what the mystics have always known. The heart possesses its own intelligence. When you descend from the noise of the mind into the quiet knowing of the heart, you align with a truth that needs no external proof. The Emerald Tablets teach that the heart is directly connected to the field of creation, bypassing logic and touching eternity. Have you ever, in a moment of perfect stillness, caught a glimpse of a magic far greater than the world you know? That is no accident. It is a crack in the illusion, a whisper from the deeper reality calling you home. The Emerald Tablets are not mere instruction, they are activations, stirring something ancient within you that has always remembered. As we journey deeper, we approach the hidden mechanisms of transformation, ancient forces concealed in plain sight, waiting to be awakened. Lesson 21. The physical body can transcend its perceived limits through energetic mastery. Olympians hint at it, yogis embody it. Tahooti taught that by mastering the polarities, the breath, and the focused intention, the body itself becomes a vessel of limitless potential. You are not a prisoner of biology, you are a field of living, vibrating energy. Through the alignment of energy, you can slow aging, increase vitality, and awaken capacities long forgotten by modern humanity. This is not fantasy, it is ancient science remembered. Lesson 22. The Great Pyramid was never a tomb, it is a gateway. Why else would it encode pi, phi, the speed of light, and celestial alignments with impossible precision? Tahooti revealed that it was constructed not for death, but for transformation, a resonance chamber, a consciousness launcher, a place where energy was focused and souls were prepared for journeys beyond the physical plane. It stands as a monument to a time when geometry, intention, and frequency were the tools of cosmic navigation. Lesson 23. The halls of Amenti exist beyond time, both within and without. Amenti is not merely a place, it is a state of being. It lies beneath the surface of physical reality and within the deepest reaches of your own soul. It is where consciousness waits, remembers, and is reborn, accessed through vibration and inner stillness. Amenti is the silent temple where Tahooti encountered the flame, like souls flickering in the infinite void. Millions awaiting remembrance and return. The halls of Amenti are not fantasy, they are the inner sanctum of true evolution. And even now, they are calling you. Lesson 20. 4 teaches that at the moment of death, Most forget who they are, but the initiated, those who prepared, remember. Tahooti revealed a sacred practice, one echoed later in the Tibetan Book of the Dead. To hold your awareness at the brow, the seat of consciousness, the space between your eyebrows as you transition. In this act, you preserve memory, retain your lessons, and ensure continuity between lives. Death is not the end, it is a final test, and the depth of your preparation determines how far your soul can carry what it has gained. Lesson 25 warns that meditation is merely the doorway, not the destination. Too many stop at silence, thinking they have arrived. But the Emerald Tablets say otherwise. Meditation is tuning, a preparation of the inner instrument for the real work ahead. The real practices are active: breathing, chanting, visualizing, aligning. These are the technologies of spirit, the tools that dissolve the boundaries between dimensions and awaken the dormant faculties within you. Meditation is not escape, it is ignition. Imagine if every word you spoke carved the path beneath your feet. Imagine if every choice you made echoed across the stars. These are not poetic fancies, they are the spiritual physics Tahooti laid bare. He did not merely record knowledge, he encoded reality itself into teachings that awaken your memory of divine purpose, forgotten power, and cosmic duty. And it all begins with your voice. Lesson 26 declares that the word creates worlds. Your speech is not mere noise, it is magic in motion. Every sound you release is a spell. Every sentence constructs a structure in the unseen. Tahooti revealed that sound vibration is the fundamental force behind all creation. Words spoken in anger build invisible prisons. Words spoken in love construct unseen bridges. This is not symbolism, it is literal. The ancient priests chanted not for the gods' favor, but to align their vibration with cosmic law. Your voice is a tool of manifestation. Guard your words well. They are the blueprints of your destiny. Lesson 27 teaches that giving accelerates evolution. Service is not morality, it is the currency of the cosmos. What you give multiplies and what you hoard decays. The Emerald Tablets reveal that isolation contracts the soul while contribution expands it. To serve is to align with the expansive rhythm of the universe itself. Those who give without fear ascend faster, unshackled from the illusion of separation. Lesson 28 makes it clear. Freedom is not the mastery of the external world, but mastery of the inner realm. You may conquer your schedule, your finances, even the obedience of others, but if you cannot master your own mind, you remain in chains. Tahooti showed that external control is illusion. True sovereignty begins within. The storm outside matters little when the kingdom within stands unshaken. Your liberation comes not by changing your walls, but by realizing the door was never locked. The mind is both the jailer and the liberator. Lesson 29 teaches that creation is rearrangement, not invention. Nothing is ever truly born from nothing. All already exists in the infinite potential of the all, waiting for consciousness to organize it into form. You do not create out of void, you summon, you reshape, you align unseen patterns into visible reality. When you grasp that everything you seek is already here, waiting for you to mold it, you cease searching and begin shaping. Finally, Lesson 30 reveals that power must always walk hand in hand with wisdom. Strength without understanding leads to destruction. Knowledge without ethics breeds monsters. Tahooti warned that only those who balance force with insight can be entrusted with true power. Ancient civilizations did not fall from weakness, they fell because they misused their greatness. True initiation demands that the seeker unite power with conscience, might with humility, action with awareness. Power, when sought without wisdom, inevitably turns from a gift into a weapon. Without reverence, even light can scorch rather than heal. But what if the universe itself is not governed by random chance, but by a living intelligence, by beings beyond flesh? Beings who are pure function, who weave time, light, balance, and rebirth into the fabric of existence. The Emerald Tablets unveil the nine not as distant, aloof gods, but as reflections of your own hidden capacities. Tahooti did not merely encounter these forces, he became like them. They are not rulers set apart from you, they are aspects of what you are capable of becoming. Lesson 30:1 reminds us that ancient civilizations reached heights of understanding far beyond modern comprehension. Tahooti wrote, "We of the great race had knowledge beyond human understanding, gained from star-born races." These were not myths, but memories. Our ancestors did not climb upward from ignorance, they descended from greatness. Perhaps what we call history is not a rise, but a recovery. Perhaps the stars still cradle the memory of who we once were. Lesson 32 teaches that you were never bound, only unaware of your freedom. The chains that hold you are not forged in iron, but in patterns of consciousness. The door has always been open, but habit convinces you to remain seated in the cell. True liberation is not something to be earned, it is something to be remembered. When you awaken, you do not break free, you simply realize the prison was never real. Lesson 33 reveals that ultimate truth cannot be spoken, it can only be experienced. Words are mere signposts. They point, but they cannot carry you to source. Tahooti said, "All teachings are but fingers pointing toward the eternal. Do not grasp the finger, see where it points. The truth you seek is not in books, not even in these tablets, it waits in silence, in the direct experience where language fades and knowing begins." Lesson 34 is a call to legacy. Your future self is a god to those yet to come. "As I to thee am God by my knowledge," wrote Tahooti, "so ye too shall be gods of the future." This is not arrogance, it is sacred responsibility. By walking the path of wisdom, you become a light that others will follow. Your awakening reshapes not only your own destiny, but the unfolding of human history itself. Will you carry the torch? Lesson 35 reminds us that all wisdom moves in cycles, forgotten, then remembered. Civilizations rise, forget, and fall, but the soul journeys onward, transcending planets and epochs. Some ancestors did not die, they ascended. Awakening connects you to that lineage. A river of memory flowing through the stars and through your being. Wisdom is not a discovery, it is a return. And the lords who govern the unfolding, each one reflects a part of you. 3. The keeper of darkness governs resistance, the necessary tension through which consciousness grows. 4. The flame of life liberates souls where resistance once bound them. 5. The pattern weaver sings reality into form through sound and word. 6. The light guide leads souls through the dark corridors of dimension, igniting knowing from within. 7. The Lord of Space bends time, bridges dimensions, and holds the rhythm of the cosmos together. 8. The Harmony Keeper ensures chaos never reigns unchecked, maintaining the great balance. And 9. The Formless Source contains all that ever was and ever will be. Beyond light, darkness, shape, or gender pure potential. Unity itself. These lords are not deities to worship. They are blueprints of what you are destined to embody. Within you lies the map to their power, and through intention, sound, balance, and sacred silence, you awaken as Tahooti did, as those before you have, and as those yet to come surely will. The Emerald Tablets are not relics of a dead past. They are a living key, and now you hold it. If something ancient stirred within you, declare it, type "I remember." If you are walking the sacred path of higher knowledge, type "Awakening." If you are ready to embody the all, type "I am one with the all." And if you seek more sacred truths of the ancients, then know this is just the beginning.